What's going on, guys? I am back home for Christmas break. This is my room that we're in right now. It is 3:23. It is Tuesday, December 18th, and today we are going to be talking about setting goals and the biggest thing that kept me in depression. One thing I want to mention before we start going into goals, this topic that held me down was something I kind of strayed away from really heavily in the first video. I was kind of scared to open up and talk about this topic specifically, and for that reason I left it out of the last video. But I've since decided that I want this channel to be super open and completely honest about my life and what I experienced and my honest opinions. I'm just going to be blunt and be real, and that way I can try and help others. The topic's a little divisive. Some of the stuff I'm going to be mentioning about it, I don't want anybody to take personally, but first let's go ahead. We're going to dive straight into goals. So last video we talked a lot about purpose, 6 things to cut out and 6 things to bring into your life. We also talked about our excuses. First thing that you need to get out of depression is purpose. Once you have your purpose, in order to get motivated to fulfill that purpose, you have to have goals that you need to meet. And these goals can start out and they can be really small. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to read off some of my goals that I have and the different categories I put them into. So I have 3 different goal categories. I have career goals, I have life goals, and then a category I haven't done yet, but me and my girlfriend are talking about, is relationship goals. I think that when you're setting your goals, it's really important to start out with something that's easily achievable, something that you could do within a few days and easily get yourself moving. So right now, for my career goals, for instance, I'm a film and television production major. So I'm still in school. I just finished a short film, and right now my first goal is get my short film to the best edit possible. Right now we're in the editing process and we're working on getting that done. That's something that's easily achievable, that's even within what I'm doing at school. So it's something I know right off the bat that it's going to be an easy to achieve goal for me. You need to have an easy to achieve goal no matter what it is as your first goal. Next, I have a music video shot every other weekend. In my free time to try and make money, I shoot rap music videos on the side. I'm trying to up the amount of videos I do so I can up the amount of income I'm getting from those videos, as well as build my brand and make myself more known. Then I have direct a music video for $1,000. Then I have direct a music video for $3,000. Anyways, you get the point. So you want to keep on setting goals that have to do with what you're working toward in your career, and just start setting bars that you're going to work toward and work to meet. If you're doing a career and you don't have goals set, what are you working toward? You have to have specific things set in your mind so that you can be driving towards something that's going to keep you motivated. So now we have life goals. For life goals, we want to be very specific, and we want to separate the career goals and the life goals into completely different categories, because you have your career, but then you have your life. So we're talking about personal stuff. First on my list is help someone new to better themselves every day. That's something easy to achieve, an easy goal to start chasing after. Next on our life goals, I have get to weigh 225. So right now I weigh around 200 pounds, and that's just a physique fitness goal that I have for myself. So you can set fitness goals under your life goals, or you can make a completely different category for fitness goals, because I'm also trying to eat healthier as well. Another life goal that I have right now is start eating more than 5,000 calories a day, because I'm trying to gain weight, so I need to start upping my calorie intake. You want to pick things that you care about, pick things that are important to you, pick things that are going to help you start to feel better about yourself. If I know that I'm working toward a goal to weigh 225 pounds, I know that that means I'm working on my physique personally to better myself. And then I have like much larger life goals. So I have, after school, when I get out, I want to move to Austin. Then after I move, I want to move into an apartment with my girlfriend, and then I want to make friends in Austin, and then I eventually one day I want to get married, and then one day I want to have a family. The real big thing that you want to take away from this with your goals is you want to have something that's going to drive you every day. You have your purpose and you have your why, but you also want to have a list of goals laid out that you can look at and say, okay, if you're ever wondering why you're doing what you're doing, or if you're ever in a spot where you're trying to figure out, why should I keep going? Or you're feeling really lousy and unmotivated on a day, and you just really got to get yourself pumped up. You need to look at your list of goals, really analyze it, just be like, okay, I want to have a family one day, want to move to Austin. That means I need to make a certain amount of money. That means I need to keep going. That means I need to keep driving forward. That means I can't take a rest day from the gym today if I'm trying to weigh 225 pounds. That means if I'm trying to up my calorie intake, it means I gotta finish this meal. So it's like you have to have these goals set in your mind. That way, whenever the going gets tough, you have something to look at and you have something to reference that's gonna immediately spark something in your brain, and you're gonna be like, okay, I made that promise to myself. And you should look at these goals and make a promise to yourself that you're gonna try as hard as you possibly can to achieve them. And then that way, when you look at that paper, when you're having a hard time, you're immediately gonna have that immediate trigger in your head. And you're gonna be like, okay, I gotta stop this laziness. I gotta stop sitting around. I can't just take an off day today. You gotta keep going. And then I think also something really important, just real quick before we move on, is I didn't say anything about relationship goals, but I think it's super important if you're in a relationship to set relationship goals with your partner. That way, not only do you have your own personal goals to work toward, but you have goals as a team inside your relationship to keep working toward, which is only going to help your relationship in the long run. It's something that me and my girlfriend plan on doing really soon. All right, so moving on to the topic of debate that I was mentioning earlier in the beginning of the video. Something I really just was shying away from and I really didn't want to admit, kind of because I was embarrassed, also didn't know how people were going to react to it. So in my opinion, the biggest thing that was holding me in depression was drug use. And when I say drug use, I mean weed. I was smoking every day. It was something I was using as a coping mechanism, and it was overall just putting me in a completely unmotivated, completely negative, really lazy, lethargic state where I didn't want to do anything ever. The story starts when I went to college. I would smoke every once in a while, like not even, maybe like once a semester with my friends, and it would just be something I would do recreationally to have fun and have a good time. But then eventually, due to a lot of circumstances and myself getting stressed out, needing some way to escape, I started doing it consistently all the time as like a stress relief, and I started leaning on it. A lot of people talk about marijuana and say it's not addictive, and yes, they're right, it's not addictive, but the feeling, at least for some people, for me personally, the feeling that that drug gives you, for me, was addictive. That escape was addictive. That numbness to things that were going on around me was addictive. So I leaned heavily on it, and I know that some people can smoke as much as they want and be completely productive and have no problems at all. But I'm one of those people that when I would do it, I would be so lazy and literally just not want to do anything. All I would want to do is sit around and mellow out and just not think. And that's the reason I would do it, was so I wouldn't have to think, because there was so many things that I didn't want to face and I didn't want to deal with. And ultimately, by continuously doing that for about a year, I really just had to come to terms with myself and be honest and say, this is a problem. I can't keep doing this. I'm not dealing with reality. I'm becoming numb to it and avoiding it. Eventually, when you keep doing that and you keep becoming numb to it and you keep avoiding it, especially if you have a bad worldview and you have a negative outlook on reality, then it's literally just gonna make it worse, and it's gonna keep driving you down. I think that if you're someone who is depressed, I think that drug use is just not good. I think that it's enhancing the problem rather than helping it, even though mentally it may feel like an immediate help, which is what they do. The drugs give you an immediate relief. It's an immediate fix, but like in the long term, it's only making it worse and it's only making it harder. Yeah, now you guys know the biggest thing that was holding me back, the thing that I had to stop, that was the number one on my list, wasn't drinking, it was weed. And then drinking was beneath that. Yeah, I just wanted to be honest and let you guys know I had to quit and I had to stop because it was just not helping me. I am a person that wants to be successful. I want to be motivated. I want to be driven. I have a lot of goals I want to accomplish in life. And I know that if I do that, it's only slowing me down. So I just wanted to share that information with you guys and let you guys know. Kind of a topic of debate. You guys can talk about it amongst yourselves. Talk about it to me. I don't care. And I've seen a lot of people, and I know people that smoke weed to numb themselves because they might be dealing with depression. And it's a reality that we all face. And I think it's kind of prevalent in today's society, especially in my generation. I think it's something that should be talked about. I think it's something that should be discussed. I can honestly say it's been 10 weeks since I have smoked weed, and I am so happy about it. And I don't plan on smoking ever again. But yeah, that's all that I have today. So you already have everything from the last video. Now you have something else to do. Set your life goals, set your career goals, and if you're in a relationship, set your relationship goals. And also, if you are using drugs and you are depressed, you should consider stopping, and that's just my opinion. But anyways, I'll see you guys next week. Peace out.